So with those thoughts, I passed this mic to Mr. Raghavan, the Indian ambassador to Ireland, who has been very supportive from the day one I approached him. So many thanks, Ambassador, for your wonderful support, for wonderful behind. Otherwise, I was in doubt whether I would be able to do it with my team or not. So big hands, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me to be here because this is, as Siraj Zaidi said, quite a landmark event, the launch of the first Indian Film Festival of Ireland. I'm convinced that it is the first of many. It has to become an annual feature. Bollywood, it's a name that has stuck, is today, as all of you I'm sure know, the largest film industry in the world in terms of viewership, in terms of ticket sales, perhaps not in terms of revenue, because Hollywood still is ahead in that, but it's a matter of time, I think. From figures that I saw, the annual viewership of Bollywood is 4 billion, and the figure for Hollywood now is 3 billion apparently. Also, I would say one of Bollywood's great achievements is its exportability. I think along with Indian cuisine, Bollywood is a very popular Indian export to all parts of the world, which makes it surprising that you still do not have an Indian film festival in Ireland. Bollywood actually, the Indian films came out of India through the vehicle of the Indian community. And the Indian expatriate community, of course, has spread around the world. But what it has actually achieved is it has spread from popularity among the Indian population to popularity among the local communities of the countries where it has gone to. And if you look at Europe, you can see very much, look at Germany, for example, look at France, where the Indian community is not so large, but you have mainstream television channels running Hindi films at least once a week, and in some cases thrice a week. So it has achieved a certain level of popularity among populations outside the Indian community. There is a certain cultural appeal that Bollywood has with all its, people say, escapism and stories which are not true to life and the song and dance sequences. But they do seem to have an appeal of a kind. And of course, as we have been seeing on the television screens recently, Bollywood is itself trying to transform itself to widen its appeal to an international audience. I was telling Siraj recently about some attempts that have been made of the same Hindi films having been edited for showing to an international audience. I think it mainly consists of cutting out the song and dance sequences and a few other things which are considered surplus to the requirements of a European audience. But it also has the benefit of cutting down a 2.5-hour film into a 1.5-hour film, which I think has greater acceptability, particularly outside of Asia. So it is a cultural medium. It's a medium of cultural interaction. It's a medium of which enables interaction between cultures. And I think the export of Bollywood also, to a certain extent, exposes people to Indian culture in its present form. And that's one reason why we support it greatly. We look on it as another window to India, which will promote interaction with India. We'd like to see Bollywood promote tourism, for example, from Ireland to India. And the other aspect is what you mentioned, which is the other end of it. We'd like to see more Bollywood films being made in Ireland. Ireland has locations which are every bit as beautiful as Switzerland or Austria, which is where many Indian films are made. There have been, I think, certain obstacles have to be got through to make it commercially viable for Indian filmmakers to make films here. I hope that will happen in the near future, because that will increase Indian tourism into Ireland as well. I think films are a great vehicle for tourism promotion. And I hope to see that happening so that more Indian tourists come to Ireland on the basis of films being shot in Ireland. So it's a wider agenda for which we support the Indian Film Festival. We hope it will more people will come forward to support it in the years to come. and that it will become, as Siraj said, an event in the annual cultural calendar of Ireland. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador, for putting in wonderful words. And it is quite rightly what you said, that this is an effort. Basically, it's an earnest effort to make films a little bit more popular, make Ireland a little bit more popular to Indian audience, to Indian filmmakers, and make it happen. So what we have done is, there's a basket of fruit is available in this booklet, which has been wonderfully put together by my team, and indeed the people who have produced it. They are here as well. 25 films, 3 film academic sessions, 2 seminars, 1 masterclass with one of India's prolific filmmaker, Prakash Jha. They'll all be here in Ireland. They'll be arriving in the morning of the 25th of June. The festival kicks in on the 25th of June, only 4-day festival. But in 4 days, we have packed activities. So please promote it as much as you can through your emails, contact list or whatever, and tell friends and families and to come and watch movies, see films. They're all credible films. They are not all right down what we call it, a cherry-picking Bollywood. They are meaningful films, critical films, films which are made by the directors who will be here to introduce their films. I've created 3 strands, as I said in my program, in my outline brief, that the director's retrospective of A Star, and there is a remake slot for India is making the remake of the Indian films, and then you have the diaspora filmmakers who live abroad but make films about India, whether in UK, US, or here. So there's a filmmaker called Sangeeta Datta who will be here from London. She just made a movie called Life Goes On, so she's coming with that. So we have achieved, I think, in a very short period of time, and not the least, the limited resources, which we had absolutely no resources, no budget. And again, I hark back to Michael Dwyer's inspiration that it's possible if the will is there. It's a difficult time, very, very difficult time. Economic times, you can read I don't read newspapers anymore because they're so depressing. I don't read, these analysts who talk about the economy and all that. But I think the poverty of will is greater than the poverty of the cash. So what if the bank manager says no? You move on, you do things the way you want to do it. So what if somebody says no to you financially and you move on, you do it the other way? And that is the spirit which I think drives a creative energy for doing things and make things happen. So once again, I'm grateful to the team who put together this wonderful festival with me. The team is here with me and will be here. Their contact numbers are there. So promote it. And lastly, we have, as I said, one charity gala do, which is on Sundays. Every night, there is something going on socially. So be part of the social scene as well. We have opening night, and then we have a closing night, wrap party at the Monsoon, and then here. This is a club, official festival club, and they've been offered at this venue as an official festival club. So come in here, have a drink or bite to eat or whatever, prior to the film or after the movie. This will be available for everybody. So many, many thanks for coming along. Food is on its way. Enjoy your food and drink. Thank you so much for coming along. New cinema just opened up the road in Rathmines, so everything is happening locally. That's the reason we're here. That's the reason we are in the Hilton at the canal. And so all that activity is happening very in vicinity. It's in the Swan Center, which is in Rathmines landmark. And inside you have a brand new Swan Cinema, which is the host of the festival. Thank you.